Hello my lovely people. Been a little while, got a little bit of a rant today. So how many of you are the only geek, the only artist, the only alternate in your workplace? How many of you have had the experience of, because you don't have the same interests as everybody else, that you are the different one? You are the one that doesn't fit in. You are kind of strange or weird, or what you're doing just doesn't make sense to them. I mean, when people are sitting and stuff and talking about Towie, I sit there and go, oh, if you take some of the letters out, kind of says Torchwood. You know, I'm a geek, that's what I do. I'm also an artist. We've seen the manga dress I've made. We've seen some of the Doctor Who fan art I've put on Twitter. I do my paintings as well. I'm very proud of this. And at the moment, I'm doing custom manga shoes. I sit on my lunch break and I draw my shoes. People may not get it, people may not like it, but it keeps me happy. And also, what's not to like? It's someone quietly sitting in a corner, drawing images from manga on a pair of shoes. It shouldn't be that offensive. Well, apparently it could be. Apparently, like, someone doesn't understand. Who would want to buy those? What are you doing? Ooh, it's like, I don't complain about your shoes. Like, who cares if that's what I want to be doing? I had a very annoying moment today that really got me down. I never felt so much like the odd one out. Yeah, I don't wear labelled things. I don't have Nike or Vans or any of this malarkey. Yeah, I've made myself custom clothes that I wear out and custom shoes that I love. And now I'm seeing if people might want to buy some of this custom stuff. It's heartbreaking, and all in the name of what is or isn't mainstream. Like, we're living in an era where geek is chic anyway, and when England, mainstream things are shows like Doctor Who. Mainstream cinema are movies like Avengers and Iron Man. So when did it become that admitting that you like these things or taking it to a next level by appropriating these and recreating art and fashions based around these mainstream but geeky movies and TV shows is now a negative thing? This term of like mainstream versus non-mainstream, I don't think of myself as mainstream, but at the same time I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, and so is like 70% of the British public. Therefore, it's not really a subculture to be a Doctor Who fan anymore. It's the main thing. But because I choose to do art inspired it, and even the simple fact of doing art doesn't seem to be understood at work. They're like, why? What could you possibly like see in doing art? Well, it's relaxing. It opens my mind. It lets my creativity go. It's beautiful and interesting. When doing art and being passionate and reading and watching movies and wanting to discuss them, when did that become the negative thing to be in society? When did like becoming interested in reality TV and all that vapidness become more important and more like commercially successful and more championed by the public than being artistic? I think being artistic is lovely. I went to MinamiCon on the weekend. I've never met more talented, artistic, fun, enjoyable people. Appreciated what I was doing. I appreciated what they were doing. And yeah, we're a subculture, but we're a happy, harmless, beautiful, interesting subculture. And it's driving me crazy that the whole geek thing is being seen as unpalatable to the modern audience and the modern like society, and we are seen as the bad guys. We are seen as the weirdos. It's like the fashion designers that make all the clothes, they're not weird for designing their clothes, so why should I be weird for designing my own outfits that just happen to be based on things that aren't what everybody else wants? And also, I don't want to be what everybody else wants. If everybody started wearing Spider-Man t-shirts, I'd be a bit like, what's going on here? Why is everybody Spider-Man? I quite like it being a part of like the world I'm into. I don't want everybody to like Spider-Man. I'm not going to judge like the people who watch Towie. Fair dues, they like reality TV. That's their thing. I'm not into it, and I do find it weird. But hey, I'm not going to kind of go, oh my goodness. I was categorically told today that my interests and my hobbies isolate me from people who have more normal interests. Yeah, great sentence. I mean, I've been warned before by my manager that I must be careful how much art I do at work, because by sitting there and doing art, I am isolating myself, and I am purposely leaving myself out of the group, and people are kind of, they'll stop talking to me, or they'll kind of leave me alone, and I'll get like isolated and like, well, you know what, if I'm isolated on my lunch break, fair dues. I'll have a manga in one hand, or maybe a comic book, a set of pens, a pad of paper, a pair of custom shoes, fabric that I'm designing. Not really that lonely. It's creative and beautiful, and it's doing more to it. I'm just so angry at the moment. It hurts and it offends, and it's all because popular culture, if reappropriated it and artistically explored, is actually seen as a negative thing, and you are seen as a bit of a freak or a weirdo, when it's still popular culture. Like, if there were Towie conventions, I might be like, oh, I'm not going to go to that, it's a little bit odd, but somebody else might want to go to a Towie convention. I don't like Twilight. People go to Twilight conventions. I kind of go, you like Twilight? Why would you watch Twilight when there's True Blood? Vampires that know how to do things. But you know what? That's their thing, I don't mind people thinking, oh, that's a bit, I'm not interested in that. But don't put it down. Don't make it become the negative. Yeah. I'm pretty stressed out. I was pretty upset about the whole thing. Now I thought I'd just rant about it instead, because, well, I am an artist and I am a geek and I'm a professional academic and I love what I do. I just don't like small-minded people being ignorant and using mainstream as an excuse to be ignorant or rude. So I am going to show you some of the things I bought at Comic-Con 2 weeks ago to realise that, like, you know what, because, comics could never possibly be mainstream, and the comics I collect, they're not big budget movies played by famous actors and loved by all. Can't possibly be artistic either. But look at my beautiful, beautiful bed. Could you guess who might be my favourite comic book character? A totally, non-mainstream, small, independent, unheard of little man. No one likes him. There was no art was done in the process of making these. It's redonkulous. I did, on the other hand, find the most amazing graphic novel ever that Marvel Studios are releasing in the UK. You've got to see the art in this stuff. It's just like, look at this art. Now this is the kind of stuff that inspires me. I mean, it's part like H.R. Geiger, part actually reminds me of Korean manhwa stuff. Amazing, just fantasy designs and creatures, and it's just so fudging gorgeous. And it's this is the stuff that I indulge. If I could draw half this well, I'd be a happy person. So, and then obviously I bought attractive Catboy art because, well, I'm a fangirl, and why not? So yeah, don't tell me that no one would be interested in this kind of stuff, because clearly I've got an entire bed smothered in things that I'm very much interested in, bought in a place where thousands of other people were buying similar things. And if I want to draw art based on my comics, then I should be allowed to, without feeling hurt, embarrassed, isolated, and just looked down upon, really. So that was my rant today. As per usual, you can find me on the Let Zoe Spoil You Facebook group and the Lone Dreamer Yowie Twitter account. I hope to hear from some of you soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.